You've asked, and it's finally time for me to answer. Here is my first ever mod pack, Minecraft Plus. The goal of this mod pack is to enhance every single aspect of vanilla Minecraft, meaning minimal new items are added through these mods. They just simply change the game to make it feel like a sequel and bring it to modern times. And so the way this video is going to work is I'm basically just going to showcase the highlighted mods that are going to be in this mod pack. And I already do have quite a few mods installed. These are all from my previous mod showcase video, and I'm including all of them in this mod pack. We do have a lot more new ones I'm going to showcase shortly, but I'll just give a quick recap of the ones we have so far. So first up, we have a bunch of mods that enhance the UI. We've got sounds, flow, and tiny item animations. So firstly, when we open the inventory, you can see we have this nice animation. That is thanks to flow. We also have this nice background blur and no tint as well, so there's no darkening of the background, and that's thanks to the flow mod as well. Next up, we have the sounds mod. You can see as I'm typing, you can hear those sounds. Also, when we grab any kind of item, and here it makes those awesome sounds in the UI. And also the last one, tiny item animations, I kind of was doing that before, but you can see when we click on blocks, it kind of makes it a little bit bigger, and then it like shrinks it back down to the size as we're like actually holding it and moving it around. We do have a lot more UI mods that I'm adding to this that we'll showcase very shortly, but I just want to, once again, do a quick recap of the mods we have, with the next one obviously being shaders. So we're using complementary shaders, my favorite, and my custom settings are included in the mod pack to get it looking exactly like this. We also have distant horizons and a bunch of performance mods. A couple of the other UI mods that we already have is things like enchant icons, so you can actually see when you hover over books that, you know, they have like a little icon next to them, and it also gives them a nice little color. Actually, I don't know if the color was already there. It might have already been. We do have another mod that takes this to the next level, which is just insane. We'll get to that soon. Another thing that you might have noticed as well is we have smooth scroll. So whenever you're scrolling through any kind of UI item, even our hotbar at the bottom, it's just going to smoothly scroll through that. And then the final UI mod that we already have is mouse tweaks, and this just basically allows us to do stuff like this. Just hold down shift and left click to easily move items. The next things that we already have is some resource packs that make various items in Minecraft 3D. As you can see here, we have 3D crops, which essentially just makes all of the crops a little bit more, you know, well, way more 3D. And some of the other 3D things we have is 3D ladders over here. Then we have 3D chains and lanterns. We've also got 3D rails over here. And then the last 3D thing we have is doors. And we do have another resource pack that adds a bunch more 3D items to the game, which we will get to very soon. Now we do have a lot more mods that we already have, but I'm not going to bother showcasing them. I do cover all of those in my previous video, so be sure to check that out if you want. Yeah, so that's all the mods we already have. Let's get into some of the mods that I have added for this mod pack. And the first big one that we have is a change to the font of Minecraft. As you can see here, we are using the compact font resource pack. It makes it feel new, even though it's such a small thing. It just changes so much of the game. I went through a lot of different fonts, and this was the best one that I could find that feels close to vanilla, but it just feels that much different that it's just, you know, it's something new. I don't know how to explain it, man. I'm sorry, okay? But like if we just start typing, you can see it just looks so much different, but kind of the same, you know? That's the font. The next big change to the UI that we have is colorful containers. So as I start going through these, you can kind of see, you know, starting with the chest, it changes the color, but it also adds a couple little different things. It adds this little notch here for the inventory text. And as we go into like the crafting table, you can see it just adds this actual like interesting layout to the UI. And dude, it just, I don't know, it just looks so much better. Like instead of just having this boring ass UI, we actually have all of these like detailed stuff. Like look at the furnace, man. This looks so cute. Like let's just start smelting some stuff and look at that. It just looks so much more detailed and in depth. Like our completed items even go in this like little grate here. It just looks so good. And we have stuff like the cartography table, which just looks insane. The loom as well is like got a little bit of an overhaul there. Smithing table as well. Here's the grindstone, the anvil. Like you can see the actual UI has kind of the shape of the anvil, which is just so cute. Enchanting table has got to be one of my favorites, dude. And yeah, look at that. That just looks so awesome, especially with that little, like, that resource pack that we have that adds the little icon next to the enchantment name. And then we even have things like shulkers as well, have these, like, colors as well. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not even everything that it changes. Like, I'm pretty sure there's still a bunch more, but I just wanted to quickly showcase that. The next resource pack that we have is refined enchants. So instead of just having those icons over the enchantment books, we now have a completely custom design for each enchanted book. So instead of having to hover over it with your mouse to see what it is, now we can just at a glance see every book and what they do. So obviously a feather is going to be feather falling. I mean, it's still going to take time to learn each one and what every icon is, but like, yeah. The next two mods that we have are some upgrades to the F1 and F3 buttons, I guess. So first off with the F1 button, you know, usually it would hide your whole arm and every UI piece, but now if we just press F1 once, you can see it only hides the GUI, but still keeps our hand. So I grab something like a diamond pick, you can still see that we have our diamond pick, but we just have no GUI. So it's a really nice way to kind of play the game a little bit differently and just hide the UI altogether if you wanted to, but you can still play because you can still see what you're holding and you can still build and stuff like that. And if we just press F1 again, it's going to actually go into the normal F1 mode where it hides the arm as well. So that's just a little upgrade to the F1 menu. The next one we have is an upgrade to the F3 menu with the better F3 mod. So if we press F3, you can see it even has a little animation as well that I've just sped up a little bit, and it's just kind of laid everything out in these nice colors, and it's just a little bit easier to read. Next up, we have a little mod that just improves the enchanting, enchanted items. So let's just go ahead and enchant a pickaxe here. Well, preferably with more than one goddamn enchantment, man. Well, it's good to see that I even have bad luck with enchantments while in creative mode, god damn it. But yeah, as you can see with this mod enabled, when I hover over my pickaxe, you can see we actually see the little enchantments there below the name of it. It's very helpful if you have a bunch of different pickaxes, and so you can kind of like tell between them. Again, just another little enhancement to the game that just makes it, you know, feel a little bit more like a sequel, I guess. Now for the second to last UI improvement mod, we have the notebook mod. So this will be especially useful for me because I used to have a bunch of notepad files on my desktop with all of my different series and like where their coordinates are for the base and stuff, but now you can just press escape and you have this little notebook icon here, and you can click on this and it just gives you like basically a normal book in Minecraft, and you can just start typing. So maybe if I want like base coordinates, I can put in like, you know, whatever they are. And yeah, so to use that, you just press escape and go to this button. Yeah, just super helpful. If you're like me and you like taking notes down for your coordinates and stuff, definitely very useful instead of using like a notepad or just having to actually have like a little book on you at all times with your coordinates. And now the final UI mod that we have, don't quote me on that by the way, there might be more, but the final one we have is cherished worlds. So if you're like me and you have a lot of worlds in your, you know, worlds folder, all this mod does is add like a little star here, and we can add a world to our favorites. So for instance, my hardcore world down here, I do make copies for this whenever I want to make a thumbnail, just so I'm not, you know, cheating on my main world. So if I wanted to just pin my main hardcore world here, I can click this and it'll always be at the top here. Same for something like, I don't know, just a random world like creative or shaders 1.21. Now it'll just always be up at the top here, along with my other favorited worlds. Just a super simple quality of life update to this menu, and just saves you time having to scroll through your crap or search through. Now your favorite worlds are always at the top. Alright, these next couple of mods are going to be some upgrades to some of the blocks in Minecraft. Like, you know, we've got enchanting and then a couple of others. So first, let's start off with the first mod, Easy Magic. And this basically overhauls enchanting tables just a little bit and makes them a little bit more like, you know, just easy to use. So the first thing you'll notice is when we head in, we have a new box here. And so if we add in our pickaxe and our lapis, you can see this box here actually gives us the option to re-roll our enchantments. And that's going to cost 5 experience points and 1 lapis. So say we don't, you know, we don't like this here, we don't want efficiency 4, we can just spend those experience points and that lapis to re-roll it. And now we have fortune 3 here, and we can just enchant that, and oh my god, we literally that... Okay, dude. I don't know why, I'm literally just cursed in only getting like the most basic enchantments on everything. I have so many bookshelves here, man. What the hell? I really wish this mod would maybe make like that list where it says efficiency 4. Maybe add like 1 or 2 more enchantments there that I can see. That would be so good, man. Okay, actually after reading the mod page, it turns out you can actually do this. So we just head to the mod menu here. We can search magic and find easy magic, and then we can go into server settings and set enchantment hint here. You can see this is single. We can make it just show all or none if we wanted. So let's set it to all. And now if we put our pickaxe in, you can see it's actually gonna show us all of our, I'm just that unlucky. But there you go, now you can see efficiency 4, silk touch. It shows you all of the enchantments you're actually going to get. So if you prefer to have it like that, like I probably kind of do, then yeah, you can do that. Another cool thing with this mod is you can actually leave your items in here. So if we just leave our pickaxe in here, you can see when we approach this, our pickaxe is going to come out of this book. Another cool thing as well is, yeah, we can leave our lapis in here too. And you can see that's going to float around the enchanting table like that and look super nice. All right, and so that leads us on to our next crafting block upgrade mod thing. By the same creator, this one is Easy Anvils. With the first feature being that we can now put our items in here, and once again, they are going to stay, you know, on the anvil and look super nice. The next feature is that it is now completely free to rename your pickaxe. So I'm just going to call this, I don't know, gamer pickaxe. And as you can see, it's completely free and doesn't damage the anvil at all as well. The next feature is that to upgrade our pickaxe, usually it would take more and more levels, but this is going to take the same amount of levels every single time. So you can see it's 1 and it's 1 again. you know, you get the picture. Usually this level here would go up and up and up and exponentially until you can no longer just repair your pickaxe or whatever at all. So that's a super nice feature. The next cool thing is that anvils can now actually just be repaired by holding a block of iron. So I can just right click this anvil right now, and you can see we've just fully repaired it with 2 blocks like that. This mod also adds some features to name tags. You can see here we can use left shift and right click to set a new name without an anvil at all. So we can do that, and now we can just completely change the name of this name tag to whatever the hell we want. That's just the first thing I can think of as my name. There we go, we've named that. We could now name, like, I don't know, a villager or something if we wanted to, and we don't have to bloody, you know, use an anvil for that. And the final cool thing with this mod is that you can actually give your names of stuff a cool color. If you just put in this little, like, thing, I've just copied it from the Minecraft wiki. You can look up the formatting codes on the wiki, and you can basically set whatever color you want. So I'm just going to call this, I don't know, pickaxe, and you can see it's now red as well. Actually, there you go. You can hover over this little question mark, and you can see all of the color codes there, which is pretty cool. So I like dark aqua, so let's actually change this to 3, and there you go. Now we can see our pickaxe has this nice little color on the name instead of just white. All right, and now the final mod in the easy blocks category is our easy shulker boxes. So you can see I have this shulker box here with just a couple of random stuff. Now, if we actually go ahead and pick this up is where we can actually use this mod. So now if we hover over shulker boxes, we can see the contents of the inside here. We can also use the scroll wheel to select an item, and now we can right click to grab that item out of the shulker box and put it down in our inventory. And you can see it's taken it out of there and, you know, put it in here. And now we can also just put this back in if we right click on the shulker box. So yeah, that's pretty much the basic function of this. So it just basically saves you having to put your shulker box down on the ground to be able to use it. Now you can simply just use them in your inventory as well, which is really nice and helpful. Also, I only just noticed for some reason the vanilla clouds are showing through the shader clouds. I've never had this issue before. Hopefully that should be fixed in the mod pack, so don't worry about that. But yeah, the next thing is going to be some extra details to Minecraft. Like, as you can see, I already have all of these 3D mods and stuff, but I've actually got my own version of vanilla tweaks that adds even more 3D stuff. Like, as you can see here, we have 3D iron bars. Like you can see with the texture pack off, it's just, you know, they're just a flat thing and they just look crap. And so vanilla tweaks thankfully has a bunch of options for some 3D items with, you know, iron bars definitely being one that I turned on. Next up, we have amethyst clusters. These are now fully 3D and looking awesome. And we also have 3D stone cutters. Before, this little blade was just a flat plane, kind of like this grass here is like just flat. And now it's actually 1 pixel thick and looks awesome. Next up, we have all of this stuff. So we've got 3D lily pads, 3D dripstone, 3D vines, and whatever these are, glow lichen, and also this skulk vein stuff. So yeah, all of that extra stuff is just nice and 3D. Next up, we also do have 3D redstone wire, because why not? And now for the final 3D things, we have 3D bookshelves and 3D chiseled bookshelves as well. So I don't know why it's saying book there. That's kind of weird, but cool, I guess. But yeah, as you can see, it just adds a very, very subtle 3D effect to these books. Nothing too crazy, but if you do want that kind of crazy look, then you can do that with the chiseled bookshelves, where you can see all the way into the back there. So yeah, pretty much now everything that I wanted 3D is now 3D, which is just awesome. And then the final thing with the vanilla tweaks resource pack is we have overhanging moss. So before, moss was just kind of a single layer, but now it actually like kind of drips down into the grass below, or, you know, really any block for that matter. We can even do it with stone, and this will definitely give you some awesome like kind of features and stuff when building with these moss carpets. All right, for our next mod in the details section, we have human player villagers. Take a look at this. Look at these guys. Oh my god, you are quite voluptuous. Jesus Christ. Okay, settle down. But yeah, as you can see, this actual resource pack completely transforms all of the villagers in Minecraft to actually look like humans. How cool is that? And that is an iron golem. What the hell? That is actually sick. So iron golems are now actual little guards, and then we have villagers with like heaps of different variants that just roam around, and they just actually look like humans now instead of, I don't even know what they were before, to be honest. And same goes for pillagers. If we take a look over here at this pillager outpost, yeah, here we go. Pillagers now look like this. How cool is that? They actually are just like these armored up knights. The next mod we have is 3D skin layers. Now, you can't really see it that well on my character because I don't really have any except for my tie there. So if I just zoom in, which is another mod of the mod pack, by the way, you can kind of see my tie is actually sticking out a little bit. But I'll probably show some pictures right here of, you know, some skins that actually use the 3D layers pretty well, and how cool this mod actually makes them look. Instead of just kind of like a floating plane in front of them, it's just like actual 3D layers now, which is just awesome. For the next mod, we have toggle item frames. So if I just go ahead and place a couple of blocks down here, we can place some item frames on, and I'm also just going to place some items inside of those. And now I would usually like using using this detail with invisible item frames, but you can only get that in creative, which just, I don't know, it just seems kind of stupid to me. But now with this mod, all you can do is with an empty hand is hold shift and right click on these item frames and it'll make them invisible. It also kind of offsets them into the block as well, which is really cool because otherwise they would kind of be floating up here. I don't know if that's the mod or invisible item frames or what, but yeah. So now in survival, you can just hold shift and right click to toggle those to be invisible and get some awesome looking details, which is just still completely vanilla, but just something before that you could not do in survival. For this next mod, we have visuality, which adds a bunch of new particles to the game. As you can see with this first one here, it adds like a shiny little effect to any kind of block that, I don't know, would be shiny, like this diamond door, for example. It also adds a bunch of particles to when you hit mobs, like, well, I guess not cows, never mind, but things like skeletons. If we go ahead and hit this guy, you can see bones fall out on the floor, which is pretty cool. Also with slimes, when they jump around, they have little particles that they leave behind them and under them when they bounce. And there's heaps of different particle things that this mod adds, but one of the coolest and most aesthetic ones, in my opinion, is just adding like little water droplet effects to the water when it rains. If it'll, oh, we're actually in a desert. It's not gonna rain. There we go. You can see even with the shaders as well, it has these little water droplets, which just looks awesome, dude. Honestly, this should be in vanilla, and I don't know why it isn't, so now it's in my goddamn mod pack, man. Now, when they added torch flowers to the game, I was very disappointed to find out that they don't emit any light. Obviously, the torch flower in real life doesn't emit any light, but it's goddamn Minecraft, it should emit light. And so that's where the aptly named glowing torch flower mod steps in, and simply just makes the torch flowers emit some light. Even while they're in a pot, they will emit a little bit of light as well, which is really cool. Okay, now if you thought the invisible item frames mod was cool, this mod takes that to the next level, and this is the item placer mod. So now whenever we hold an item, we can simply press V and it's going to place it wherever we want in the world without an item frame at all. It also makes it the proper scale. So if we put a sword in this and then make it invisible, it's a little bit small, but now this one is the actual size, which is really cool. So if you want to take your item frame placing to the next level, just use this mod. You can also hold Alt and scroll with your mouse wheel to adjust it to whatever angle you want. Like say we wanted this pointing down perfectly vertically, there we go. We can also put our pickaxe up here. We could put like a bow and arrow if we wanted to. You know, it's pretty crazy the kind of detail for interiors specifically that you could get with this. Actually, I kind of want to see what a block looks like. Let's go ahead and place a block. Oh, that is so cool, man. Oh my god. You have no idea the kind of details you can actually do. I'm getting goosebumps as we speak. Like you could do something like this. You could put these on the outsides, and instead of having like sticky outy bits, you can have mini ones, and you can add all kinds of details on the outside of houses with that. That is such a cool mod, man. Holy crap. For the next mod, we have the Friends and Foes mod. This is the only mod in the mod pack that, as far as I know, that actually adds new blocks and items to the game, but I feel it is well worth it because this mod adds all of the mobs that have not made it to the game through the mob vote system. Honestly, some of the mobs that have just been left out have like such cool ideas behind them, and this mod just simply adds all of those mobs to the game. Starting off, we have the tough golem. Here he is, such a little cutie. I'm not going to go through what each of these guys do because, oh my, what the hell? Because it would take a very long time, but we have the copper golem as well. We got the glare, the isolager, moo bloom, wildfire. Oh my god, that thing is huge. Mauler, and even the illusioner as well. I wouldn't normally add like a mob mod to a mod pack like this, but these are literally all mobs that were created by Mojang themselves and were, you know, in my eyes, supposed to be added to the game, but just weren't. So I feel this mod definitely fits the mod pack very well. All right, next up, we have a couple of mods, all from the same creator to keep the consistency flowing through the mod pack. And all of these mods are going to enhance your exploration in Minecraft, with the first mod being a geophilic. Now, this is definitely by far my most favorite biome mod because it doesn't add any new biomes. It doesn't add any new blocks or anything. It just simply adds some subtle changes to the vanilla biomes. Well, this first one isn't very subtle. This is the stony shores, and you can see it adds moss to that and adds these like massive spikes as well. You can see our vanilla twigs resource pack as well is definitely making these look a little bit nicer. That is the first ever time I've actually like kind of legitly found a woodland mansion, or maybe it isn't a woodland mansion. Oh no, I don't think it is. I think it's a different one maybe. But we'll get back to this because yeah, this biome mod adds a bunch of new features to the default biomes of Minecraft. But yeah, so here in a birch forest, you can see we have some fallen logs with some moss on top. We've also got these rocks that spawn throughout the worlds, and even some trees have these little branches and stuff as well. And so something that's pretty cool as well is the main inspiration behind this mod is from the actual wild update of Minecraft. And in those illustrations, it showed some pretty cool things like some fallen logs and stuff like that. And this mod just simply aims to add those features into vanilla Minecraft now. Well, I can't really say it's vanilla Minecraft, but I don't know. Minecraft Plus, I guess now. Yeah, so you can see in things like forest, we've got these fallen logs, patches of coarse dirt and stuff as well, and it just adds such simple little like details to the game that just make it feel brand new while keeping it nice and vanilla at the same time. Now on top of Geophilic, we also have Explorify, which is another mod from the same creator, and this one adds a bunch of new structures to the game. With this first one here being a mausoleum, or mausoleum. I don't know how to pronounce that goddamn word, but you can see this has just spawned in the middle of this birch forest here, and it's just got a bunch of cool details. But actually, once we head inside, you might be able to hear some zombies and stuff in there. And here we have the zombie. I don't know why the zombie looks like that. Okay. I think that might be from the human villages resource pack that we have. I mean, zombies definitely look kind of boring before, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, you can see this actually adds a little zombie spawner in here with a chest as well. So it's basically just an above ground dungeon, which is something I really want added to the game, which is just such a cool little structure. I love that so much. This next structure we have here is a Badlands pyramid. So it's kind of like the desert pyramid, except, you know, obviously in the Badlands. I don't know how to actually get inside this thing, so we're just going to bust open the front here. And yeah, you can see pretty similar to the desert pyramid. I'm guessing down here we're going to have something. Yep, there we go. And the same kind of loot as well. We've even got some armor trims in. Okay, I did not press that pressure plate. I don't know what did. That scared the absolute shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. This next little structure we have here is a bit of a campsite, which just looks so awesome. I love the look of this. Just imagine stumbling across this when you start your world. It'd just be such a nice little start to get. You know, you got some crops in here and some wood. Imagine just hunkering down in here for the night. Like, this would be just such an awesome thing to stumble across in the game. As you can see, this mod actually adds a whole bunch of new structures to the game. I'm not gonna go through every single one because there is just so many. I've just kind of chosen the coolest sounding ones. But yeah, we even have a tavern over here, which is kind of insane. Look at this thing, dude. And now for the third and final mod that adds some exploration stuff to the game, we gotta head to the Nether. And this mod just simply overhauls a couple of the Nether biomes, starting with the Crimson Forest. Once again, because this is by the same creator, we have the same kind of details added. Like, we have these fallen logs, we've got some really interesting stem shapes and stuff like that too. Like, look at this, man. That is so cool. It adds some really crazy, like, thick trees as well in here. And it also even adds these little blackstone rocks throughout as well. When it comes to the warped forest, it also adds the same kind of thing. You know, the fallen logs, the interesting shapes and stuff like that. But we also have a couple of new structures as well, called the Crimson and Warped Towers, with this one obviously being the warped variant. Let's just go to Spectator and have a look inside. So we just have like a bunch of chests throughout these. We've even got some stems. We've even got a blaze spawner on the bottom as well. Actually goes into the lava. Oh my god, how deep does this go? Okay, that's as deep as it goes. So it's kind of like a vertical like dungeon kind of thing, which is pretty cool. And the final thing that this mod adds is to the Nether Waste biome, and just improves it by adding these nice like kind of stalagmite spike things. And it also adds these blackstone and like magma lakes that they call it. Like, it just honestly, it makes the Nether just a little bit worth more exploring. Personally, I hate the Nether, but this mod just makes it look a little bit more interesting and feel a bit more interesting to explore. Next up, we are getting into some of the technical / quality of life mods, with this first one being the bridging mod. And so now if we hold a block and we look down at a specific angle, we now get this little icon next to our crosshair, and this is basically telling us that we are able to now right click here and place a block. So instead of having to go hold shift and go around here and place the block like this, we can easily just bridge across like this. And dude, this mod is literally just such a nice quality of life mod, especially when it comes to things like building roofs. Like, we're easily able to just place some blocks in front of these roofs here. We don't have to hold shift and go around. Sometimes you might have to like jump down to actually place some stuff, but this mod just makes that so much easier. And honestly, it feels like a pretty vanilla kind of mod to me, so it's definitely going in the mod pack. Now, another thing about Minecraft that pisses me off is the fact that leaves take so long to decay. But this mod, Leaves Be Gone, as you can see as we destroy this last wood block here, leaves now take pretty much 1 second to fully clear. And dude, you have no idea how much easier that makes like collecting trees and stuff. Like, you don't have to wait for the leaves to decay forever, and it just makes them disappear so much more quickly. I mean, it's not really doing it because we have logs nearby, which is still another annoying thing that I wish this mod fixed. But yeah, just another annoying thing about Minecraft that is now fixed thanks to mods, and just makes that process so much quicker and easier, dude. That is awesome. Right, and so for the final mod of the mod pack, we have Better Than Mending. A very annoying aspect to any kind of item that you have with mending is you need to go like collect XP to get that XP back into your, your item. But now with this mod, you can hold shift and right click, and it's going to take the levels that you already have and put them into the item that you're holding. So yeah, because I'm like level 25, I can't use any of those levels to repair my mending axe here, which is just kind of annoying and stupid. So yeah, this is basically just an awesome quality of life mod. It is not anywhere near OP in my opinion, because it's simply taking the ones that you have already. Yeah, so if you like the sounds of all of these kind of mods that I've added to this mod pack, be sure to go and download it. I've got the link down in the description, so go check it out and try it out for yourself. Also, I've just recently started my brand new hardcore series, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.